Hi, everyone. So, I just recorded tomorrow's collective reading, but as I finished up the reading and was going to clean up all the decks, my guides came through really strongly and said, "You're not done. There's more to be sharing here." And I clearly heard a very specific phrase or sentence for a certain person out there listening. And I will probably be making this the title of the video in one way or another so that whoever is meant to hear this message will find it. But the message was, this is for someone on a unique twin flame journey. No one else is going to be able to fully understand the complexity of your path. Embrace it. So already I feel as though that might be an activation for someone listening. But what I'm getting very strongly is that I am picking up on someone who has been on a very unique and complicated twin flame journey. The word undefinable is coming out here. So, whatever you are experiencing on your twin flame journey energetically seems to be undefinable in physical human terms. Other people looking from the outside in might actually have thought at times that you were going crazy, and maybe you even internally felt as though you were going crazy at times because of how the energetic experience you've been having on this twin flame journey is so different from what logically makes sense. It completely defies being defined or being even understood in physical terms. And I'm hearing that is exactly what makes it so powerful. You are meant to be exploring the undefinable, and a lot of that exploration has been happening specifically through the vehicle of this twin flame connection. Now, I use the word vehicle because there are many different vehicles to spiritual activation and to spiritual awakening. But if you've aligned with this video, your soul has chosen twin flame connection and path in this lifetime as this lifetime's vehicle for spiritual activation. Now, of course, the twin flame connection is not limited to this lifetime. It is eternal. It's an energetic bond. A twin flame is simply another soul that carries the exact same core soul frequency to your own, and therefore exists in this same shared energetic space in a sense. And through this experience of connecting physically with someone who is another physical embodiment of your own core soul frequency, and the resulting mirroring that comes along with that, we have the ability to experience very rapid spiritual growth and expansion, which is why I would say twin flame connection, meaning, of course, every lifetime you and your twin flame are in some form of connection. But many, many lifetimes, this connection will be entirely unconscious to your human self, meaning this will be an energy that you interact with and connect with spiritually at a higher level. Your higher selves may work together. There may be lifetimes in the past where you and your twin flame weren't even simultaneously incarnated, where one of you stayed back in the higher realm while another one of you was physically incarnated, and your higher selves unconsciously interacted during that lifetime, or maybe those multiple lifetimes. But what's so rare about this lifetime specifically for you is that you and your twin flame have been given the opportunity to physically connect in a more real-time way. Now, yes, this is a powerful opportunity. Yes, you've experienced rapid spiritual growth and evolution through this connection because of this opportunity to physically interact. But it's also led to some confusing byproducts and situations and outcomes in the physical world that are very difficult for the human mind to wrap itself around and can be really difficult for society or the people around you to understand. So, one of these that is coming up is that when you connect with a twin flame consciously in a lifetime, part of the reason that this doesn't often happen and hasn't occurred in many of your past lifetimes is because it's a very intense experience. And for a time, it can actually feel disruptive to your human physical experience, meaning when you connect consciously with a twin flame, you are never the same in that lifetime. You can almost define your life in terms of before meeting your twin flame and after meeting your twin flame. And there are many markers to the difference between the phase before meeting them and after. But one is that after meeting and connecting with a twin flame, you can find it very difficult to consciously connect in non-twin flame romantic connections. This is because it's almost like someone asking you what your favorite food is, and your actual favorite food deep down is pizza. You love pizza more than anything else in the world. Of course, this is a really oversimplified metaphor, but bear with me here. As I said, it's hard to find physical words and comparisons to conceptualize these high-level energetic experiences. But let's say pizza is your favorite food, but you don't know it because in your timeline or in your reality, pizza doesn't exist. And so, yes, unconsciously, that would be the food that is the most exciting, the most fulfilling, that you would love the most above all else. But because you don't know pizza exists or it doesn't exist on your timeline, you answer that question with 3 or 4 different foods that you like about roughly equally, and you think that these are all kind of your favorite foods. I know this is kind of a rough comparison. I'm not sure I've ever given such a strange comparison, but maybe this will bring some kind of clarity to someone. Well, in this comparison, imagine that this reality where pizza doesn't exist is the reality or the timeline where you never met your twin flame physically, where the two of you never connected in the physical world. So pizza being your favorite food unconsciously is equivalent to your twin flame holding the exact same frequency as your own soul, vibrating at that same frequency, and therefore being able to connect with you on the deepest possible level, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. And imagine that all of those foods that you like really well, that you think are your favorite foods because you don't know of the existence of pizza, those are all like very high vibrational soulmates. High vibrational soulmates are other souls that carry a very similar core soul frequency. And many people will only connect with soulmates and will not opt to meet their twin flame consciously in this lifetime because of how disruptive it can be. Actually, the entrance of a twin flame in your physical life can be disruptive to soulmate relationships as well. It's almost what happens when your soul has lived so many lifetimes of soulmate connections where you weren't connecting with your twin flame, where you were learning the other levels, so to speak, of the human experience, learning other aspects of the human experience, that you in this lifetime decide to transcend conventional love and relationship and experience unconditional love in its most complex, full-blown form through this connection that is going to defy being defined, that's going to completely shake up your world, but that's also going to activate you on such a deep spiritual level and connect with you in a space internally and spiritually that no other connection has ever touched before. And understand when I say other people aren't going to understand your twin flame journey, this is because many people who may have been trying to give you advice, maybe it's been family members, friends, people in your life who are not choosing in this lifetime to meet their twin flame or have this experience, they aren't going to be able to understand why you are seemingly stuck on this person or in some kind of a loop, why you maybe find yourself returning back to this individual mentally, emotionally, or maybe even physically, why you have such a complicated relationship or connection with them that can't be put in a box or can't be defined. And this is because they are connecting in with soulmate relationships, but they've never experienced a twin flame. So they don't know what it's like to have someone connect with you at the deepest space within yourself in a way that quite literally alters the course of your life because it awakens you to who you really are. Now, another complication that many people are currently experiencing collectively on the twin flame path is this limbo point where you are in a situation where it's become clear to you at the moment in the physical world that your twin flame physically is not meeting your human needs, is not fully embodying their own potential yet in the physical world. It's a very gradual and cyclical process. This process of growth, expansion, healing, and activation as a twin flame is happening at a really high level, and it's not linear. So many of us are discovering that part of why our twin flame journey is so complex, and maybe this is you listening to this reading, is because something about your journey defies convention, defies definition, and maybe you are in a very unconventional union state with your twin flame, where the two of you are in energetic union, in 5D union, but at the same time, you have felt your intuition calling you to potentially not be actively pushing things in that connection in the physical world, meaning to allow things to evolve naturally, spiritually, yes, but to be surrendered and detached from the outcomes. So this may have thrown you into a limbo space where you have an awareness that you have this extremely deep, meaningful, and beautiful connection with your twin flame. But at the same time, maybe recently your intuition has been pushing you into exploring and expressing different aspects of yourself, specifically those aspects of yourself that were denied in the void of your twin flame activation and the dark night of the soul. Because during that time, your physical life felt extremely disrupted. Most likely, after meeting your twin flame and going through an awakening, you went through a deep hermit mode, a deep dark night of the soul. And as time has progressed and you've gone through the trials by fire, so to speak, you've reached a point in your spiritual growth and evolution where you're ready to be revealing this brand new frequency within you to the world in a more powerful way. And at the same time, you've been internally balancing yourself within this twin flame connection at this higher self level, so that you've come into a union already in the fifth dimension. Your souls are already in union in a sense. There's a balance in the energy. However, how you choose to express this union energy in the physical is up to you, and it's going to require having the courage not to compromise on your own intuition, which is always guiding you accurately. So different individuals, even those on the twin flame journey, will have different ideas of what they feel union is supposed to look like. And there's no right or wrong in any of that, because everyone's intuition is guiding them on a personal, unique purposeful and highly individualized path. So I'm not sure why I felt guided to do this message today. We didn't even end up pulling any cards, but I just felt as though I had to share with someone that just because your twin flame journey looks extremely different from others who are on the twin flame journey doesn't mean that you're in the wrong. In fact, it most likely means that you have had the courage to follow your very sensitive, in the moment, intuitive guidance, which you can always trust, in which you're not meant to compromise on for the sake of trying to fit this extremely mind-blowing, soul-opening, heart-expanding connection into some kind of a box. So I also want to share with you, if you are a twin flame, because of the way that you are constantly in this energy exchange with this other soul, energy clearing is extremely beneficial, especially as a twin flame, because energy clearing, especially on a daily basis, will really help you to stay in a high vibrational frequency, to clearly hear and follow your own inner guidance, and to keep taking those steps forward along your path, whatever that looks like for you personally. Subliminals are so powerful because, unlike traditional spoken affirmations, subliminals contain affirmation tracks embedded within other sounds, tones, and frequencies. And this allows the affirmations to bypass the conscious level of the mind and make deeper, more lasting impressions on the subconscious mind. And it's actually our subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So when we reprogram our energetic field through meditating with subliminals, we are essentially taking this fast track quantum leap into manifesting our desires in life, because we're harnessing that 95% of our unconscious thoughts and therefore 95% of our energy. Personally, I started using subliminals several years ago, and I have seen the most powerful results, shifts, and changes in my life from using them, more so than any other manifestation technique I'd tried in the past. Okay, so I know that we said we were about finished with this video. I almost called it a reading, but it really feels like more of a message. My voice cracked there for a second, but I don't believe in coincidences. I'm feeling something happening in the throat chakra when it comes to communication within your twin flame connection, if you've been resonating with this video. So I didn't think I was going to pull any cards, but I am actually going to be closing this reading by pulling some cards here. So we have patience in the reverse position. I'm hearing restrictions have been lifted and the time is now. So for someone specific listening, you may have noticed recently that certain feelings of desire to isolate, to be more reclusive, to restrict yourself in some way those feelings have been lifted or released recently. This is not happening accidentally. This is your spirit team pushing you ahead into something through what your intuition is speaking to you. So maybe recently you felt guided to reconnect with the world in a new way, to share some kind of passion or gift, to move into something new, whether it's a new friendship, a new social environment, a workplace, a connection. With the heart chakra card coming out here, there's something about an expansion that's taken place in your heart space. And we have door to romance in the upright position. So I feel that your heart space has been radically expanded through this twin flame connection. And this has opened a door romantically where you are attracting in a lot of love energy into your life. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be romantic. If it doesn't connect in that way for you personally, this could be positive energy and interaction, generally platonically, from potential new soul friendships entering your life. But for many of you, this may be romantic as well, where maybe new doors of possibility are opening in love, either with your twin flame physically, if that's what you desire, or possibly with different forms of soul connection. Now, again, the complexity on your journey and what you might be dealing with is the strangely paradoxical dynamic you might be feeling of noticing that your intuition is pushing you to possibly connect more with the people around you, while simultaneously still feeling the presence of your twin flame within you and this energy connecting with you always. But I'm hearing it doesn't have to be a paradox. You don't have to choose between connecting physically in the world, being loved, being adored physically, having your needs met, and being on this twin flame path where you are constantly working with the higher self of your twin flame, being mutually spiritually activated and healed. So that could mean whatever it means for you. Of course, for many of you, you might desire a traditional union state with your twin flame. So I might be speaking to you, allowing yourself to connect more with others in your world, friends, family members, new soul family that maybe is being sent into your life. For some of you, however, of course, this might be you allowing yourself to open to new forms of romantic love as well, or new romantic people or experiences that are wanting to come into your life and that might intuitively feel right for you, even as you've been on this very complex twin flame journey. We have journey in the reverse position and strategy upright. And what I'm getting is one phase of your twin flame journey has come full circle. It's come to a completion and you're being pushed into the next level. Essentially, the next phase of your journey has been activated with the strategy card. And that's why you felt your intuition pushing you in some kind of a new way, whether it is to share a new gift, a new passion, to connect with a new person, to open your heart in a different way. Listen to these intuitive impulses, because what is actually calling you here with the World card is the expansion of your own soul. Your soul's desire to have the permission to expand into this next level of your journey that, again, many people are not going to be able to understand, because this journey is extremely unique to you. It's about embodying the frequency of unconditional love and following your intuition into the best methods and vehicles and modalities that allow you to embody that frequency more consistently. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video here. I know these were a bit of unexpected messages that came out at the very end here, but as I said, I feel I'm speaking to a very hyper-specific group of twin flames. So if this isn't connecting for you, always listen to your intuition above all else and only take what feels aligned and good and resonant for you. But I do feel that for someone who needed this video, this has been very activating and cleansing and freeing for you, meaning freeing you to allow yourself to follow where your intuition has been guiding and leading you, whatever that looks like for you.
حبيبتي، أنا في سلام. أريدك أن تكوني في سلام أيضا. أريدك أن تعيش حياة كاملة وسعيدة. لا أريدك أن تشعر بأنك عالق في علاقة رومانسية مع امرأة عجوز وأن تفوت أي شيء تقدمه لك الحياة. يريد الله مني أن أعطيك حتى أكتوبر لمعرفة ما تريد القيام به. هل يجب أن نكون متزوجين في العالم المادي أم يجب أن نكون أصدقاء فقط؟ أنا بخير مع الأصدقاء المتبقين لأنني أعلم أن الله يمكن أن يزودني برفيق جيد ليأخذ مكانك إذا كان هذا هو ما اخترنا القيام به. ومع ذلك، أعتقد أننا يجب أن نجتمع مرة واحدة على الأقل قبل اتخاذ هذا القرار. عندما كنت أصغر سنا جربت البيرة وكرهتها. قلت أنني لن أحاول ذلك مرة أخرى إلا إذا ذهبت إلى مهرجان أكتوبر في ألمانيا. سأحصل على جواز سفر لنفسي. أرجو أن أدعو الله أن يبارك في مالي حتى أتمكن من زيارتك لبضعة أسابيع في أواخر سبتمبر وحتى منتصف أكتوبر. لم أكن في حالة سكر من قبل. سأدعك تسكرني في مهرجان أكتوبر. دعونا ننهي هذه الحرب. دعونا نصنع بعض الذكريات السعيدة.